Hello, arty peoples, and welcome back to another episode of Jerry's Live. My name is Emmy Klein, and I'm your host this evening. And today we have a fun show planned. If you've watched the show, you know what this means. This is a mystery art box show, which is essentially where my whole team comes together and conspires against me to challenge my artistic abilities, and I absolutely love it. Honestly, I ask for it. This is my fault. I do this to myself. Yeah. But I have no idea what's in this box. It is locked. I don't have the key. I have not been able to check any of the things like the teacher's cart. So if you guys are interested in what I'm about to be using, me too. But if you want to go to JerrysArtarama.com, type in today's class code, which is JL260, which is down here in this corner here. So if you guys want to check out the cart and know what's in here before me, you can do that right now. So I need to open this, and we need to use everything in this box to create one piece of art. Now the only thing I've been allowed to do is prep a yes canvas. This is a 12 by 16 yes canvas, which I use this canvas because it accepts all media, all of it. Watercolors, oils, acrylics, dry media, everything. So I decided today I'm going to be doing a landscape. Hopefully I'm not going to regret that decision because I don't know what's in here or how it's going to work. So, you ready to toss me the keys? Hopefully I don't... about to take my head off. It's good aim though. Alright, so officially going to open the box, and I think I have to scooch it up here so you guys can check it out on my overhead camera. Let's see how fun today's show is gonna. You guys are not nice. So I'm working on a 12 by 16 canvas, and they gave me mural brushes. And they're all laughing right now.
I'm hoping you're working on a smaller canvas.
This is the definition of just... I did this to myself. Okay.
Wouldn't it be fun if we gave you each stuff?
It's true. Alright, so I have the largest brushes possible for a 12 by 16 canvas, and I have the super black lettering and calligraphy set, which are 3 different pens, and there's a brush tip, a chisel, a 2mm chisel, and then a 3mm chisel. So that's going to be line work. Now, let's see. Oh, okay. I feel like we've done this before. Why does this feel like we've done this before? Did we do this before? I feel like we've done this before on the Mystery Art Box show, but it's not easy. This is a water brush pen set, which is essentially a brush pen set of 48 colors, and they are activated with water, so you can use them like watercolors, which is gonna be fun. All right, but that's gonna be a little bit difficult to cover the entire canvas with those. But fear not, I have some acrylic gouache paints that I can use for my giant mural brushes. Now this is, I was just worried that you guys had taken out most of the colors. They haven't done that to me yet, but I'm apparently giving them terrible ideas. So this is the dream set. So you have some really vibrant colors and then a couple neutrals here at the end. So this is acrylic gouache. It is not a traditional gouache. It is got that acrylic polymer in it, so it's going to dry permanent like a acrylic would, but it acts and moves like gouache, and it dries to a flat matte finish. So that'll be fun and interesting to use with the watercolors, as well as, let's talk about more watercolors. We have the metallic watercolor pan set of 12 from Soho. So these are all shiny, fun, metallic watercolors. And then, really? So this is the micro mini detail brush set. So let's just for scale here. This is a pen.
I'm sorry, is that brush wider than the container holding the micro mini brushes?
Oh, this? It's about there, yeah. So I have the largest brushes possible and the smallest brushes possible. You guys are mean. Okay, all right, and then I got a Posca marker in emerald green, which there had to be something teal. Had to be. And then, of course, the Jumbo Jet Black, which is an oil-impregnated pencil, charcoal. So it's a black pencil, more or less, but it doesn't smear as much like a normal charcoal pencil would. So that is an interesting mix of things. Okay, let's get this together, I guess. So we have our brushes over here, our large brushes and our really small. Okay, paint, which is going to be with that, and then I have my drawing materials, watercolors, and more drawing materials. So I'm going to be doing a landscape, and I actually did get a printout of my reference. So it's really vibrant and has beautiful purple flowers down here and some really fun clouds and everything. So I have it sketched on here with some pencil, but I need a game plan. So I think the watercolors are going to need to go down first, because once I lay down that acrylic gouache, the watercolors are not going to stick very well on top of that, so I need to layer appropriately. These I can also water down to act like a watercolor as well. But again, remember, it has that acrylic polymer in it, so it's going to dry and be solid on there. So the only other thing I do have also is a bucket of water, which I have off the side that I'm allowed to have. So I think watercolors first, and then paint, and then I will finish with drawing materials. That seems like a good plan. Now to actually get this to work. Okay, so let me get this to where you guys can actually see it on the camera. Does anybody have any questions so far?
They were wondering if you got water, and you said yes.
Yes, okay. All right. Anybody else? These are all upside down. Okay. Appreciating just how maniacal my lovely team is today.
Technically plays well with each other.
They do, but like
You didn't give me oil paint.
This?
And all of that. That was a fun game.
uh-huh.
We were all about the juxtaposition there.
I just, do you see how tiny these little pans are? Like, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Oh, and by the way, the other thing with this show is that I generally only get about an hour to finish this. So let's get to work. All right. Fun fact, I got a palette for oil paint, but not for acrylics. Can you guys get me a paper palette? I think it's going to be in the drawer over there. So while you're getting me that, I'm going to pop in some fun purple flowers. I don't remember the purples that come with this set, but they have a good variety. There's deep violet, violet, wine red is a little bit more on that burgundy side, grape purple, and then a blue violet. So I have everything that goes from like, thank you, that goes from like a more red purple to a more blue purple and kind of the in-betweens. There's so many things. Okay, let's just start with a solid grape purple. And I'm going to be pretty kind of impressionistic, I guess, with this. I'm going to indicate that there's some purple here, but I'm not going to draw every little thing because that'll take me forever. But in my reference photo, there are a lot of very lovely purples going all throughout that bottom of the landscape, just to kind of indicate a little flower here and there. And there's different shades of purple, so I'm very excited about this, that I have a variety. Ooh, and I can actually use that purple metallic watercolor on top just to make it sparkle a little. Alright, so this is, just so you guys do know, it has a brush tip. So it's going to give me that ink out in like a brush manner. So this is actually a watercolor ink and the brush all in one. Thankfully, because you guys gave me the largest brushes on the planet. Alright, so I'm just going to touch that in here and there. That is the grape purple. Let's get a little violet. Has a little bit more of that kind of like a nice solid purple in there. Alright. Just to kind of touch it in here and there. And let's go with blue violet. I can probably incorporate, I can incorporate it up here in the top of this little mountain as well. Just so I can bring those purples kind of up throughout my piece. Make it look cohesive. Because these are some lovely cliffs. And we'll define that little shape here. So today I'm going to just be mostly layering on layering on layering, with maybe some more layering in there, just to hopefully get the colors to work. Because there's some interesting colors in that acrylic wash. Alright, maybe a little purple down here. Alright, that's probably enough purples. So, guess the question is, do I go big or go small? I feel like the smaller ones are more appropriate for this right now, but the largest brush I have in this right here is probably the fan. And I'm not a huge fan brush kind of girl, but that's okay. We're just gonna work with what we got.
You're not its biggest fan?
I'm not the biggest fan of the fan brush. Oh, this is why I love my team. So good.
One of our viewers on YouTube asks if we can take the mystery box idea to the art itself and make it a gothic mysterious landscape.
That's a lot to ask me in an hour. I could probably if I had more than an hour to plan this. But for right now, I'm just gonna panic paint until I can get to the end. And hopefully it will look something like landscape. Now I will say, if I remember correctly, these watercolors, when I had tested them on watercolor paper, they were a little bit more permanent once I activated them with water. So I'm hoping they get a little bit more permanent as well. But because this is a different kind of surface, I don't know. But I'm just kind of dabbing right now. That'll sort of work. I just want that more as like a shadow. Okay. That's some lovely purples going on down there. That's really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna just leave that for now. Let's do, whoop, sorry, I tore the box. It's fine. What's the largest brush other than that? I guess a 0 filbert. This is the tiniest brush ever. All right, well, might as well dab that in.
You have other options.
I'm gonna save that for my more like my background kind of a situation. I feel like that would be good for coverage of the acrylic wash. This is the smallest brush ever. All right, let's get maybe a little bit up here for a little sparkle. Okay. Emmy completes a 12 by 16 canvas with a 0 filbert.
I would love to time you on that and see how long it took.
Me too. As long as I'm on the clock, right? I don't think the boss man would love that so much, but you know. All right, so I'm mostly just kind of using this purple as like a bit of a shadow right here. Just because where that kind of land meets water, it gets real dark. So I wanted to kind of darken that up just a little bit. So anything I put on top of this will be kind of tinted by this darker layer that I put down. Yes, we have a question?
Is there a reason you're not spraying the watercolor pans as opposed to putting the water on your brush?
Because I don't have a sprayer. I can only use what they gave me, other than the bucket of water and like a palette. That's the rules. I have to use what they give me. I can't just go get another brush or a sprayer, which would be so lovely. But send a sprayer. Send one over and I will use it. All right. Okay. I'm going to, just to kind of expedite a little bit here, get a little bit of this going. Because I feel like the brushes can't, I have not used those brushes on top of the acrylic wash. I feel like they would go on there, but like the watercolor aspect, I don't know how that would work. Because it wouldn't be super absorbent. So we're going to just kind of experiment here a little bit. Green. I mean, I can mix some greens, but like, that's my only green. Okay, well, I got some purple. There's a blue. Okay. Okay. Maybe a little bit of that orange too for the sunsetty moment. All right, so I'm gonna start with my high key colors, which is this yellow.
Make sure you leave yourself enough room for those big old brushes there. You don't want to.
I wish you guys could see the look on her face as she said that.
I didn't even pick them.
Uh-huh. I feel like it was one of these two. Yep. Okay, so just, again, for reference, here's my hand.
Giant pencils.
So this is Frida's fault. I feel like a child. All right, I just need to get this sort of wet. That's probably way too much water. But there's not a whole lot I could do about that. This is ridiculous. At least I can cover the canvas real fast.
We were concerned about your time. We were trying to help you out on the timing.
Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so luckily she gave me the very large palette to work on.
We should have used her seriously.
Oh, man. All right. Oh, that's very orange. Woo! All right. So that's really, really orange. I am going to kind of water this down a little bit like watercolor, just to kind of give it a little bit more of that like sort of faded look. Yeah, it's not working. This is the wrong brush. Did you come here to watch me struggle? Because this is what's going to happen. 95% of the sky is done in one brush stroke. way. All right. Luckily, I got a second thing of water just in case. So glad I did. All right, so just in case you guys are asking, the yellow is permanent lemon, and the orange is cadmium orange hue, and then this blue is called horizon blue, which is appropriately named.
It's a beautiful set.
Yes, it is. It's a really, really pretty. Got a lot of really great colors in there, especially for like a lovely sunsetty kind of vibe going on.
Is it limited edition? Is it a limited edition set, or is it just a new set?
I think it's just new.
I think it's just new.
I don't know anything about limited editions.
Yeah, because I did a Jerry's Live on this set where I painted a chicken riding a bicycle, but I haven't heard that it was limited edition. All right, so let's touch with this blue. All right. That's a really bright blue. All right. I'm going to kind of scrub at this a little bit because it gets dark up here in the corner. I'm kind of basing this off of the photo, but like if I don't get it exactly, I'm sure I won't. I won't be that upset if I don't. All right, so I need a little bit of purple. This is the hardest thing to handle. Like normally I can just flip a brush over in my hand and like, while I'm like unscrewing a cap here, have it. No, no, no. I need to full on put this down. Little touch of the purple that I can't say.
Dioxazine.
Dioxazine. All right. Such a big brush. Oh my gosh. I can't get like any of my like normal brush strokes with this, but I'm just because it's the wrong size for the brush. Like it's just too large. All right, so I think that's a good base ish. Now to paint the bottom half of this, just gonna kind of keep that color going in for some shadows. Kind of working it into that purple a little bit. A little bit of shadow there. All right, so if I take this horizon blue, and I'm not even gonna worry about cleaning off this brush because it's gonna take me 13 million years. I'm just gonna make a green, but it's gonna be a muddy green because I still have purple on my brush. It's not as vibrant as it could be, which I'm kind of okay with. It's still really vibrant. Look at that precise brushwork.
Everyone loves it.
I'm glad you're enjoying the struggle. Oh my goodness. I feel like this is exactly why we do this show. The mystery art box, just to see me struggle. It's the, honestly, I am struggling with this brush, but it's the funnest way to have one of these shows. I love this so much. So if you guys have any ideas for future mystery art box shenanigans, what supplies should we use?
Or suggest twists.
Oh no,
All
no,
about some
twists? Twists?
Yeah.
So like what kind of a twist?
Right now we just give you supplies, but what if we give you supplies and blindfold?
No, no, no. No blindfold.
No, but
we can't blindfold.
I forget who said it earlier. They wanted the gothic landscape. Like, what if we threw a
theme.
Style theme in there.
I'm not going to take a style theme, but how about we do this? For a twist, let's give it a test. I will give you one more product that you guys can throw in the mix right now. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys, our viewers. So,
I know, right?
it does depend on what we have in the studio. So if we have, like, you know, if you keep it a little bit more general, we probably can work with that a little bit easier. But I will let you guys put in the comments what you would like to see me throw into this today. Because I'm apparently a glutton for punishment. Please say a paintbrush, a normal size paintbrush.
Don't.
Normal size paintbrush. Oh no, look at that. I'm gonna try and like rush this painting as much as possible before you guys.
Yeah, because you got about 30, just over 30 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm gonna get like a timer, like a kitchen timer, so just.
I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's see, I've used the water brush, I've used the metallic, I've used both ridiculous brushes. The acrylic gouache, all I have is my drawing materials left to incorporate into this. So I've burnt through the materials pretty fast this time. Whereas like normally I'm trying to figure out how.
It's a different kind of challenge this week.
Maybe if I like pinch the brush a little bit, I can get a little bit more of a sharper line. Maybe? That sort of worked, but not really. All right. I'm gonna have to switch back over to those micro teeny brushes. Fan brush. All right. Darken up that green. Actually, I have that night blue as well, which is real pretty blue, but it's real dark. And that would be great for the back little landscape area. This is looking mighty green. Whew. It's okay. It's okay. I can do a lot in 30 minutes, I think. All right. How we doing on the what to use comments? Oh, I can see them all conspiring behind the camera. They're getting your votes in, guys. And they're looking quite smug about it. All right. I think.
Bernie on YouTube loves your sky.
Thank you, because I had no control over that. It's not done. I'm honestly letting that first kind of base layer dry, mostly because it's got a lot of water, and if I put anything else on there, it's probably going to start making mud. So I'm trying to avoid mud as much as possible, while also trying to get all of these materials to work. So, but with a landscape, I honestly want to push everything back towards more like a blue, and then bring all the details kind of more up forward, kind of a thing. So the further back it goes, the less detailed it's going to get, the more kind of impressionistic. And then the closer it gets, the more I want to kind of indicate, like right here where I have like foliage, where you can actually start seeing more details, I guess, kind of a thing. But I honestly need to really cover this canvas and get shadows going where shadows go. This fan brush is not my favorite. Not because it's not a good fan brush. It's just I'm not a crazy fan brush kind of girl. This is all dark over here. I could put my name back in later. All right. All right, so how do you guys want to do this? Like the last 15 minutes of the show, you guys toss that next one in?
We're waiting. We're seeing where it goes right now.
That is valid. All right, so I'm
I
gonna...
might wait till like 5 minutes and you just have to panic. I'm just kidding.
Yup. That tracks. That's for sure. That tracks. Now I'm going to use the same kind of dark color that I used for my shadows down here for the rocks, because if I use that there, it'll kind of marry that kind of the two sections together, and then I can kind of pop in the water around it. Normally I don't do that, but it happens to be on my brush right now, and I'm panic painting. So we are just kind of putting things where they go, and normally I would want to paint the water first and then kind of layer in those details on top, but not today. Not today with this tiny little fan brush. Oh, I have white. I can start desaturating that color with a little bit of the white. Alright.
So what do you have left? Just the jumbo
Just
jet?
the drawing sets, or the drawing materials. I have the super black pens, the jumbo jet charcoal pencil, and the Posca marker. So I'm going to actually take that, because I made kind of like a real pretty turquoise right here. I'm going to, that was with the, what did I use? Night blue and hooker's green. Yes, and I also just got paint all over this. Whoops, it's fine. All right, so this is like rocky cliffs over here. So we're just gonna indicate that with some blobs of this light turquoisey color. Right. I'm trying to also remember where this photo was taken. Cannot remember. I want to say it was Scotland. I feel like it was Scotland. All right, so back here, I want it to get real dark and a little bit more blue, because that'll push that back in space. I also got a little too much white on there. I might have to make that dark kind of turquoisey color again, which is okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little darker one. How am I doing on time? Silence.
You about 25 minutes.
Okay.
26 minutes.
That's not bad.
Did you
got
math?
how much time? What was that?
26.
26 minutes? Okay. Roughly. All right.
I was waiting for it to change to say 25, but
It's 25-ish. All right, so I kind of desaturate that with that same kind of color, but a little bit more blue. Let me get this. Ooh, actually, it's a little bit more purple as well. Let's bring those purples in.
One of our viewers on YouTube says that this photo is of Port Grenagh, Isle of Man.
That's it. That is absolutely it. The Isle of Man. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Like, I want to go here. Can we, next time we do this, can we panic paint on site? It'll be a little more calming, right? All right, so I'm just kind of scrubbing this in as fast as I can, mostly to get the color on there, and kind of, since I'm scrubbing it this way, it kind of goes in the same direction as those darker colors that I'm trying to pop in. I almost dipped my brush into the wrong part on my palette. If I get this color on top of those rocks as well, I'm not worried about it. Yee. All right, a little bit more. Actually, I want a little bit of that orange, which will give me a very desaturated kind of funky color, but I think it's going to be perfect for this water. All right, pop that in. Where else can I put this color? A little bit in the rocks up here. Maybe up here. Because I want that color to repeat around my artwork. Maybe in the little purple flowers as well. Why not? All right. Let's get a lighter version. So remember, this sky is also reflecting down into the water, so that's why it's going to get a little bit more orange and this toned, if I can. If I can. I'm going to need more yellow on my palette here. I might even be able to toss in a little bit of this. Well, we'll see if this is going to work here. Actually, since I have a clean brush, let me see if I can use some of this watercolor. Luckily, this doesn't take too long to activate, but having a little bit more water on there is going to help. Let's see. Just for a little sparkle in the clouds. Because why not? Hopefully you guys can see that. It's a little sparkle. All right. May as well use it on top of here. And now I need to switch back to the acrylic gouache with my tiny little fan brush. All right, let's do maybe this. That was too much orange. Need more white. Actually, I could probably just use this for right now. All right, have we, I don't know if we've decided for the official.
We've decided.
Oh, Lord. You look pleased with yourself.
We didn't pick it.
I know.
Just going with the overwhelming majority said.
That is what I figured you would do, which I'm happy about. So, how much time do we have left?
You've got 20 minutes.
Okay. I keep asking that because I'm like, I am full on panic painting. And I'm worried about what you guys are going to throw into the mix here. There's a little bit more white up there. All right. So I just want to kind of give more visual interest in the colors up here. So I am making mud, but pretty mud. Not normally what I would do for clouds, but name of the game.
Have you already used the really big flat brush?
These two? I have not. Do I have to use
They're
them?
clamoring for you to use the flat one on Facebook.
Use it where? That's the thing. All right, you really want me to use this one?
It was in the box.
It is in the box, okay. So, can I cut it?
No.
All right. I got an idea. Let's see what we can do here. Ha! Texture. Like I said, as it goes further back, it's gonna get less detailed, but I also need to like somehow get this just on the edge of this like little cliff here. Trying to just use like the corner of the brush. All right, I need a little bit more of this yellow for variety and light as well, because the light hitting this makes this area real yellow. And then it kind of goes on top of those purple flowers, which I might have to like pop back in. Ooh, okay, all right. This is not a nice way to treat your brush, by the way. I'm going to just a touch of water, just to kind of get it to go back to being a little bit more fluid.
What would you use to varnish this mixed media situation?
All of this. All right, so I've got watercolor. Usually with watercolors, I don't varnish. But because of the Turner acrylic wash, kind of making it a little bit more stable, I would definitely use a spray varnish, especially no matter what mixed media kind of a thing. If I have anything on my artwork that will move or reactivate. So watercolors absolutely will reactivate. The acrylic wash has that acrylic polymer, so it's more permanent when it dries. So I'm not worried about that, but that watercolor would be a problem. So definitely a spray varnish if I do varnish it, but to be honest, I'd probably put this under glass.
Okay, we're just about at the 15-minute mark. You've still got, how many products you have to use?
3. I'm not worried about it.
And then, so.
It's fine. This is
The
fine.
overwhelming response was one thing, but there were multiple versions of the one thing.
Uh-oh.
So pick a hand.
Pick a hand.
Pick a hand.
Yeah, yeah, that one. Oh. Okay. Pastels. Cool.
You, ma'am.
I did this to myself.
Oil pastels?
Not just oil pastels. These are the Aquarelle Mungyo. So they are water soluble oil pastels. So we are sticking in the water soluble theme. You know, you guys are being consistent. I do appreciate that. But that's gonna have to be tossed in there. Okay, so
There were lots of mentions of different kinds of pastels.
yeah,
oil sticks, soft
that
pastels,
totally makes
so-
sense. All right, so I'm still using that big brush. This is I just want to darken those clouds a little bit, which I can probably fix with pastels. So I'm sorry to this poor brush. I'm gonna actually I have another thing of water over there for my larger brushes. All right, so that's gonna need to dry. Jeez Louise. And I need to fix this. I need to fix this as a whole. Let me scooch this up so you guys can see. All right, so these are the materials I still need to use, which I am not worried about with these, right? So for this, I'm gonna actually kind of go in almost like Ophelia. And I'm just gonna kind of indicate a little bit of, I wonder if this is gonna move around with water, because charcoal moves around with water, but this is oil impregnated charcoal, so I don't know if it's gonna smudge a little bit. Yeah, kind of, just a touch. That's all right. All right. And then my rocks, right? Got a little bit up here. All those details I couldn't put in because I had a ridiculously large brush, but although I have detail brushes, but they're ridiculously tiny detail brushes. Okay, that is gonna just have to do. Maybe a little bit down here, a little bit down here. Maybe I'll sand my name with that. All right, then I have a teal Posca marker.
Oh, sorry. Should have done that for you.
No, it's fine. It's coming. It doesn't really take that long to activate. It just, we got this. All right, so this is still wet. That's gonna be a problem. Yes, I can smudge it. Right. With my fingers. This is AP certified non-toxic. Yes, AP certified non-toxic. Totally knew that beforehand. Okay. So a little bit more detail over here with a little bit of smudgy. Because I do still kind of want it to look like the place that I'm drawing, you know. Ooh, that's a really pretty color combo back there. There it is. And I have an apron. Okay. That is done. I will use that in a minute. Pastels. Water soluble pastels. Okay. That is not what I meant to do. It's alright. Let's do, ooh, this, what is this? Like a salmon pink. That's perfect. Woo, and I broke it. This is what happens when I'm panicking. Alright, that is a perfect color for the sunset. Yes! This is all working out according to my plan. Alright, so I'm just literally using it like a pastel. And then I can go in and soften it with water. But before I do that, I want to layer on top as well. And kind of, oop, that is still wet. Kind of get my layers in there that I'm looking to kind of blend out. How's this looking? It's better if I look on the screen over here because then I kind of see it in a different light. So this pastel, this peach kind of color, is perfect down here too. Whoop, broke it again. It's fine. I'll put a little touch down here, like it's kind of just reflecting in the water. All right. Now the cool thing is that I don't have to blend this like a watercolor. Can I get that off where I broke it? But I can to soften it. But
10-minute
like,
warning.
Those little streaks right there are perfect for like indicating water. So, let's get a little bit of this fun blue up here. Panic painting. Over here, just a touch. That's still wet. It's okay. That's that wet one. All right. Kind of pop this up here as well. And I might as well use the other big brush. To kind of blend these blues out a little bit. The cool thing is that I can actually use it while it's wet as well. And it gives me a little bit of a deeper color, which is super fun. I need more water. You know what? I'm going to put a little touch of this darker blue in here. And whatever this is, cobalt, okay. More of a purple blue. Eee. All right.
With the various media that you've used today, could you put cold wax over this?
Ooh. I feel like I'm gonna start fights here. Not a huge fan of cold wax. I know. I feel like those are fighting words, but I haven't experimented with it, and that's why I'm saying is like I don't use it a ton. Just because I have not been able to use it in a manner that like I personally like. So that's a really good question. I don't think so. Just because of all this stuff that's going to reactivate. It's just the way that you have to apply it. I don't think it's gonna go well. Oh no, I haven't used this. Oh no, how are we on time?
You got 7 minutes.
I can't open it. Why? Okay, we'll open it from the other side.
That's what I usually do anyway.
Okay, so other than that, 7 minutes, I can work with this. I'm gonna destroy this brush, the pen here. With all the media that I have going on. I wonder if I can, ooh, well, because it's supposed to be permanent once it dries, but while it's still wet.
Yeah, that's the key. Once it's dry.
Okay, that works. Let me use this. Okay, that is working. Now it's not because I put too many pastels down. Yeah, it doesn't want to work while it's on pastels, but I can reactivate it over here on my palette. Clean section. Okay. Kind of redefine those rocks would be good. There's like, yeah, we'll put one there too. Ish. There-ish. Eee. I need to fix those purple flowers too. Oh. And, oh, I did want to see if I can get that, the brush pens to go back down on here as well. Just to kind of define it just a little bit. Maybe knock back that scribble I did down there. All right, now let's see if I can get these brush pens to go back on top. It does, okay. That's awesome. Got a little bit of this wine red. Which is a really pretty color.
Can you just give a short overview of cold wax?
No. that is an entire show in and of itself. Which, if you guys want to see a cold wax show,
I posted
we
an
can do
article
it.
in Facebook, but I didn't know if you had like a quick synopsis.
It's such a weird medium. And again, it's one that I have not used a ton of, so like I can give you opinions on it and the things that I've done with it in the past, but like I'm totally honest, it's been limited because I have not had a good experience myself, and I think it's really on me. So that's something that if you guys want to see a cold wax show, you know, we can get really in depth with it and kind of do more that way. I just don't want to do it like an injustice kind of a thing, you know? All right. How are we doing on time? One last.
4 minutes.
Okay. So I have a little time to noodle. Okay. If I can clean this brush off long enough, fast enough to get the time. Giant brush in a tiny little bucket doesn't work very well. It also just makes your whole thing of water dirty. All right. I kind of want to blend out the white pastels just a little bit. And that kind of salmon-y pink color. Hopefully I didn't just mess this up. With this giant brush. Now, the picture that I'm working off of has some really fun highlights in there. I don't think I'm going to put them in because I don't personally like them. I think it's, like, I like what I have going on here. And if I were to change that to follow the photo that's been taken, I don't think it's going to work very well. So I'm going to stick with what I got. Ever had time to like noodle before? Like, this feels weird. I feel like I should be panicking until the last second.
You panicked for quite a while.
Okay, good. Was it sufficient panicking?
You still have 2 minutes to panic.
That's true.
Well, 1.
Oh no. Gonna add just a little sparkle back into these flowers. Why not? Just a touch here and there. Think that makes sense? This feels very disconnected, like the purples down here. Is it just me? Like they need a little bit more like here and there. Fluffy. And you know what? Just because we're gonna put some purples up here. Just bring that purple back up. Fluff that paintbrush stroke that I just had.
30 seconds.
Okay. I think I'm gonna call it. I think it's done. Please tell me I used everything, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I made a huge mess over here.
No, you missed.
Did you use everything?
I think I used everything, right? I totally used my coffee. Or, well, matcha. All right, guys, so there is my painting, and here is the reference if you guys want to switch back over to that overhead so you guys can really get a good comparison. Hold on one second.
Sorry.
There it is. No, you're fine. Yeah, so there's the mess that I made with all the supplies, and there's the original reference photo. So I think I did pretty well. What do you guys think? I feel good. I feel good about this one. I made an entire landscape with all of this.
It's no neon zebra, but
That's Deborah the Zebra. If you guys don't know Deborah the Zebra, go watch the last. That was the last one that we did, right?
so
Yeah.
last mystery art box.
231.
230. Oh, there it is.
Episode
Deborah the
231.
Zebra is episode 231. So that was the Mystery Art Box show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I absolutely love these crazy challenges. So if you guys want to see more, make sure you pop in the comments that you do, and maybe some supplies that you want to see me panic paint with next. There's so many things. Also, if you want to see that cold wax show. So that is everything. I hope you did enjoy it, but make sure you do join me next week, because we're not going to be panic painting. Well, we might be panic painting a little bit. I'm not going to be panic painting. Ophelia Staten might be. So we're going to bring Ophelia back on the show, and we are going to be having a show all about why oil paint is scary. It's going to be called I Am Afraid of Oil Paints. So if you have been that person who has just been intimidated by the thought of oil painting and you kind of wanted to try it, join us next week and we will talk about all of the scary things and how you can get past them. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.